What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Muldrotha, the Gravetide in Historic Brawl. Muldrotha is a 6 mana, 3 colors, so Sultai colors, black, green, blue. Elemental avatar 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard. This is a graveyard recursion deck. Based mainly around permanents, although there are some spells in here. Some non-permanent spells, you know, some counter spells and things like that. But for the most part, it's permanent spells that we want to cast over and over again using Muldrotha's ability. So, some simple synergies with Muldrotha in the early game, like Mishra's Bauble, one of my favorites. So, obviously 0 mana, you can tap and sack it, look at the top player card of target player's library, and then draw a card at the beginning next upkeep. So we can, with Muldrotha down, we can do this every turn because it's free, right? And we can cast it from it's an artifact, so it's a permanent. We can cast it from our graveyard. So we basically draw an extra card every turn just by having Mishra's Bauble in our graveyard. Same thing with like Aether Spellbomb. Obviously we could bounce something, but we can also pay 1 to sack it and draw a card. Same thing with Soul Guide Lantern. So there's a couple of these types of, you know, really cheap artifacts in here. Haywire Mite's another good one. So this is a creature, but it costs 1, and then we can, for a single green, sack it to exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. There's obviously a lot of problematic artifacts and enchantments in this queue. Just think of like the Prismatic Bridge or Bolas's Citadel, you know, Portal of Phyrexia. So this can be a way to exile those over and over and over again out of the graveyard. So this one little creature turns into a, you know, exile target, you know, non-creature artifact, non-creature enchantment every turn, right? Same with Binding of the Old Gods. Once it sacrifices, we can cast it again. So that's the idea of the deck, right? And then we have just generic good Sultai permanent cards like Rusko and the Micro Tyrant works with Descend, so we're going to be putting a lot of permanents in the graveyard, both with our, you know, sacrificable stuff and our lands that sacrifice, you know, fetch lands. So we get to make 1/1s based on how many permanents we put in the graveyard each turn, you know, and then just, like I said, other generic good stuff, and we have the One Ring. Emrakul works well with this deck. The spell costs 1 less to catch for each card type among cards in your graveyard. So we obviously have a lot of card types, a lot of permanent types specifically. So this, we could really reduce this card's casting cost by quite a bit and maybe get it out, you know, when it costs 8 mana or something like that instead of 13. Emergent Ultimatum, right? Casualties of War, not a permanent, but a really good spell in this deck. Some really good planeswalkers like Liliana. And then, you know, just Vorinclex and other stuff like that. It's tough in Historic Brawl to build a completely synergistic Muldrotha deck. It's a lot easier in Commander. But I've found when I played this deck that just having like the early turns be synergistic and then having the late turns be just haymakers is usually good enough to win games. So let's find out. Let's see if my Sultai pile can actually get some wins in the queue. If you like this kind of content, subscribe. Also, there's a Discord for the channel now, so check the video description. Link to the Discord is in the description if you're interested in signing up, talking with other members of the community. Already got a good handful of you signed up, so let's keep that going. If you're interested in just hanging out with other subscribers or talking to me directly, check out the Discord. I'm not sure what tier of Historic Brawl will be in with Muldrotha. It's very powerful, but I'm not sure where Wizards is ranked this card. It might be in Hell Queue, it might not. I hardly ever see it on ladder, so I don't know. Well, we're playing a Modi, which is definitely in Hell Queue, so maybe that's a sign that we're in Hell Queue. We get to go first. Provisioner's really good. Binding's nice as well. It's a good curve for us, so yeah, we'll keep. Let's see, is there a way that we want to do this? These all come into play untapped technically, but why don't we... We need green next turn, that's fine. Let's just play this tapped, not take the 2 life. We can play this on green if we need to. Then we can fetch whatever else we need. Haywire Might, nice. Now if they have artifact lands, we can get rid of those. Something to keep in mind. So now we have all our colors. Let's binding. We're each gonna mill. What we hit? Okay, Ramp Piece and Godzilla. Cards in our graveyard. Yeah, we'll exile these 2. Gain some life. Flooded Strand, crack it. Hey, they have 1 blue open, but I don't think they have a Stifle. That'd be kind of weird in a Modi deck. We don't really need that. We have all our mana. Could probably just grab a blue, but it's... We need double green eventually. We just gained life, so I don't really mind taking a little life here. And do we Provisioner or... I think we Provisioner. The ramp is more important right now than the 1/1s. Ah, I see. We can return the Ground River to our hand. We can make a treasure. And we can binding their Provisioner. I'm not going to play Haywire Might. There's nothing to get. There's nothing to get rid of, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Eric's Uprising? Yep, now there is. We do have some tapped ones. Yeah, like... Oh, we can just get the Triumph. Let's just do that. Because the land that we get has to come into play tapped. Off of this, see it says comes into play tapped. So even if we got an untapped land, it would still come into play tapped. So might as well get the best tapped land, right? Vorinclex gets us 2 forests, and we haven't played a land this turn. So why don't we do that? Oh, two forest cards. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, yeah. Do it like that. Play you. Make another treasure. Exile their Garrick's Uprising. Gain 3 life. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, nice. Stuff has Cascade now. Hit a Mind Stone. Okay, our creatures have Death Touch. I could probably attack them with the Provisioner. They might take the trade. I wonder if they do. Not. So they're down to 10. We could play Muldrotha in a land, have 3 mana after the treasure we make. Is there anything in here that we'd want to get? Guess we could get Binding again. Fill our graveyard even more. We really want that Binding of the Old Gods back, but I don't think we can make enough mana for that this turn. I don't think we can do this. No, we already played a land. Cast. Cast is it? Huh? I'm so confused. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So let us do all of these. I think since they're at 10 life, we'll just go a little wide. And we'll see what they can do with 5 mana. Or 6 mana, I guess, with the Mind Stone. Nothing. Cool. I mean, that was just a good example of Muldrotha just outvaluing the opponent, right? I mean, we didn't even really do that much with our commander, but the way the deck's set up, it's just like value town. I mean, Sultai is just such a good color combination in general, but this deck being able to recur everything is pretty nuts. Who we get next? Jolene, Teller of Tales. This deck's pretty good. I forget what it does. I just remember that the commander's good. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. Pretty good. Okay. They get to go first. We have Tail's End for their commander. That might be good enough, and this is all really good. Sure. The commander does cost 5. Do that land first, then we'll do... Both of these work the same way, but there was... One of these 3 had to come into play tapped, so... I'm gonna try to do my color fixing first. Okay, well that's nice. Mana Dork, essentially. I don't think they're gonna have mana for their commander next turn, so do we just wanna... That doesn't matter, huh? Fewer, fewer. It doesn't matter. One of these is gonna come into play tapped. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't... Telling me I can exile an artifact or enchantment, but I don't know... Yeah. I don't think I can do anything with that. I thought maybe this was an artifact, but it's not. That's an artifact. Let's see what they do. Pass. Get rid of their mana dork. Nice. Okay. Let's let them play into the counter spell. Okay, they're gonna exile that. That's okay. I couldn't get it back anyway because it's instant. Okay. Not playing the commander this turn. Yes, sure. I really want to counter their commander, which they can play next turn, right? Yep, I think we just... Wait, cool. Annoying that this is vigilance. Now it costs 7. It's funny that they tapped this one too to play it. Okay. Now we can do some stuff. Have... The right play is cultivate, right? Yeah, it's gotta be. They can't do anything next turn, might as well ramp. Then we can start doing all of our stuff. So do we need anything in specific? We have double black, we have double green, we have double blue, so no. Doesn't really matter. We have enough for Muldrotha next turn. They're gonna exile Tail's End, that's fine. I guess they can exile our permanents, which is annoying, but... Okay. They're going to attack. Okay. They're really, hurting on lands. So if we can get rid of these, we're in a good spot. The Eldest Reborn probably next turn. Go Spiral, hoping for a land. They don't hit it. Okay, another mana dork. Another mana dork. Yep. Now I'm really hoping for blood on the snow, because that would be a wash. Yep. Or disruption. I think it's a little bit late for that. I guess if they don't draw a land, we can get them with Jawari, but it's probably not going to happen. How much mana would we have? We'd have 1 mana left over. We could play Teferi Master of Time and they'd want to attack it. Right? We need to use both our blue for that, though. Eldest Reborn ensures they can't cast Chilling next turn, right? Unless they draw a land. And then we get to take a peek in their hand, right? No, they just discard a card. And then we get to put a creature back on the battlefield, so we can put their creature down. And then, yeah, I guess we just play this as a land. It's not going to work as a counter, now that we only have 1 mana. Ha, they drew the land. They can play Chilling. Oh, I forgot this counts for multiple mana. Okay, well, still. They had to draw the land, and that's their whole turn. Oh, maybe not. Did they cast this for 0? They did. Wow. Well, if we get a board wipe, we're in good shape. They're going to start exiling their own cards. Okay. Discard a card. They discard. Okay. We have one card left in hand. I mean, do we just go to Value Town? Let them. We're at 20 life. We can let them swing in. Start drawing 3 cards a turn. They say good game. I'm not going to do the math, but that might be good game. They get +4? Yeah. I forgot. Cool. I mean, if you have it, you have it, right? Usually if you draw a Crater Hoof Behemoth, you win the game. Give him a good game. I mean, this card is stupid, but we'll give him a good game. Yeah, I don't think with them drawing Crater Hoof there was any play that I could have made that would have changed the outcome of that game. I'm sure someone's typing in the comments about how I misplayed that game, but I really don't think the Crater Hoof draw that I could have changed anything. I didn't have any instant speed removal at all in that game or anything like that. I mean, I guess I could have held the Terra Sunder for later, but that would have been weird to hold it forever instead of getting rid of their mana dork. This deck is super annoying. This is a good hand though. Okay. Allows us to get to Elder Gargaroth on turn 3. Since we have a turn 1 play, might as well do it. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield and your control scry 1, whenever you cast a spell that targets your creature control, draw a card. Yeah, it's really good with your commander. Definitely really good. Okay, so if I do this now, I only have 4 mana. So, can't quite do it, but we can assemble the team. We're looking for a removal spell. Or Shieldred. I mean, how much interaction do they have with Shieldred, right? Kendra's transformation is also really good. Wash Away would work. Brawl lands. Okay. I think we'll go with Kenra's transformation. That might be good enough to just shut down their commander. I would do Shieldred if we had more mana, because of this whole interaction. It might have a protection spell, but I mean, we gotta go for it. We have some double green in our hands, so maybe we just get the Priome. Oop. We'll see. We'll see if they have ways of getting rid of this enchantment. But for now, their deck is turned off. Okay. Just seeing if they have any counter magic. That's perfect. They gave us 2 mana even though we were only making 2 mana because we opponent? Do you understand how that works? You just gave us 2 mana even though we were only getting 2 mana? You just wasted your counter. Okay, that was a little weird. Battlespear is really good against Ivy. I just realized that we can turn off Hexproof if they ever try to protect it, which they probably will, because that's what their deck does. Toski, okay. Gonna attack. So do we just kill Ivy? No, because they could replay it, right? I think they want us to kill it. They'll draw another card. They'll draw 2 cards. But they're tapped out. Thoughtseize is nice. Okay. We can Elder Gargaroth. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have enough to Thoughtseize and do something else. Hey, Mind Flayer is probably the biggest problem. Scoot Swarm. Sure. They don't seem like a landfall deck, so I'm not super worried about Scoot Swarm. At least right now. I can Grim Tutor a Wrath if I need to as well. I need to get rid of this thing. It's kind of working like a backup Ivy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So is there a 5 mana spell in my deck that would be really good right here? We could get, we could go get Sheoldred. Would I have enough to play it? I would. Because they keep drawing cards. So we could punish them for doing that, right? And we could gain a bunch of life back. We could play Muldrotha. Not really anything in the graveyard that's great right now. Gain Drain. We could get Emrakul. No, let's get... Sheoldred. We're gonna take 6. It's vigilant, so we can keep it as a blocker. This is gonna pop off somewhat soon. Now all their card draw is going to punish them. That's why I wanted to get Sheoldred. Because they're drawing so many cards, but they can't keep drawing cards. Right? Like, they need to draw cards to get out of this situation, but they can't draw cards because it's going to kill them. Like, if they attack with these, then they draw cards because of Toski. Which is going to further punish them, right? This also has... Elder Gargaroth also has reach, so I don't know if they know that. We'll see what they do. They don't attack. It's probably smart. Like this. Draw a card. Duress. Gain Drain. Look at your hand. Yep. That out of there. And Muldrotha. Do I attack all? We could kill some of my stuff. No, I think we just attack with the Elder Gargaroth. Draw a card. They can kill it if they want. They're gonna lose some stuff to do it. I'm gonna keep their Ivy alive. Okay. Enter as a copy of Shieldred. Got it. Okay, that's good. That's good for them. Do we have an answer for that in the graveyard? Not right now. This is going to pop off though, so we might get a removal spell for that. These at least negate each other right now. Too bad, they would have died this turn if they didn't have that copy. Well, Scoot Swarm's popping off. If they attack a bunch, then they draw a bunch of cards. They don't attack. I would if I was them. They're not going to lose anything if they attack with... Yeah, that's fine. They're only going to draw one card. We don't have any creatures or flyers. Draw, yeah. Yep. Yep. Let's draw a new hand. Close one. Okay. Wow, we really didn't draw removal. That's insane. Wow, we really didn't draw removal. Well, we can put the Shadow Spear on Muldrotha and hope we don't die next turn, but it's not looking good. We can do this and hope we draw... No, because we only have one mana left over. Man, them having a copy of our shoulder really messed that all up. We can Inquisition and take a card out of their hand. Hope they can't do anything next turn. Well, that's technically the better of the two. Okay, it's got trample. So they have to block it. But they can easily do that, right? Yeah. Alright, well, we have all the kind of cards we need in our deck to get out of the situation, and we just didn't draw them, so this is what it is. All we had to do was kill this Shoulder and we would have been fine. But, yep. If we survive this turn, we have Breach. I just don't know how we survive this turn. they could get scared and like not go for it, not go for the all-out attack. We do have a life linker, so I mean, we'll gain 7 back, but they just have, they're so wide. And they have a bunch of flyers. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. It doesn't look like we can get out of this. I just can't believe we didn't draw anything that would remove anything. Like, I mean, Rankle can make them sack a creature, but then they get to choose. So they'll just choose one of their 1/1s or something. Opponent's having a good time over there. If we survive this turn and we draw blood on the snow, it's pretty good. We'll just attack all and play blood on the snow. Get back Shieldred. But I think they're gonna attack all. I mean, why wouldn't they? Right? There's no reason to not attack all here. They have 12 triggers to go. Are they in an infinite loop? I'm confused. It keeps like... No, it's slowly going down. 9 triggers. 8, 9, 8. I'm talking about this thing right here. You can see how many triggers are on the stack. Well, I will sip some tea. I don't know why it's asking me to resolve the last trigger. I said resolve all. Stupid arena. Pass. Are they going to skip their... Yeah, okay, they attack all. Okay. So, pass. We definitely need to get rid of this. And... this is their biggest creature. And... yeah, I mean, their next biggest thing. And hope we survive. I don't think we do, but we'll see. Nope, just barely don't survive. GG. I mean, it would still, even if we had survived, been a long shot to get out of that. We would have had to draw exactly the right card. Sometimes you do everything you can, and the deck doesn't reward you. You know, we were in control of that game, and we just didn't. We draw dud after dud after dud. I mean, we drew dud after dud after dud. Is what I'm trying to say. So I mean, sometimes that's just the way Magic goes. Nothing really to analyze. This is the... yeah, it's just mono green ramp. Okay. Mono green hates Shieldred. Fatal Push. Does that work against their... no, it does not. We have nothing to revolt right now either. Well, treasure. We can do a treasure. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep, because we can pop a treasure and activate revolt. Anything that has to come into play tapped. I guess you do. We're just gonna put stops, make them Make them think we have instant speed stuff. What does this do? Oh, so it's elf tribal. Alright, well that definitely has to die. Can't have 1,000 elves. We definitely want to get the provisioner down, so let's just do that. Mono Green's not going to have a lot of ways of getting rid of this, except for just attacking us. Toxic 2. Okay, we already have double black, so... We have double green and double black. I guess we do double blue. Make a treasure. We're close to Liliana, so let's just... Mildred. And what does this do? Just Toxic 2? I don't think we trade our Provisioner for that. That doesn't seem like a smart trade. So they're on 2 lands and they're mono green. Okay, that's a good one. Treasure. Let's... How do we do this? We can Liliana them. -4, blow up all the creatures. And then with Conduit of Worlds, get back our creatures. Or with Muldrotha. So... Let's just attack all. They may not want to block. The resources are low. Yep, they just take the damage, which is what we were hoping for. Liliana. -4. We draw 2 cards. Hi. Alright. Well, that was a short one, but I think that's the last game. Flame. Let's go back a pack. Why not? Murders at Karlov Manor. What do you guys think of the Clue, like, detective set? I think it's fine. It feels a little weird to be in Ravnica, to be honest. It feels more like New Capenna to me. But it's cool. I like them getting creative with sets. Try to keep it fresh. Okay, so the deck. I think the deck's fine. You can probably find more sweaty versions of this deck online, but this is my fun value pile version. So if you like fun Sultai value piles, I recommend checking this one out. I felt like the deck, you know, every game we played, at least maybe we didn't get the wins, but the mana worked well. We always were able to fix our mana pretty quickly. We were always able to ramp in some capacity, whether that was, you know, through a cultivate or a, you know, into the north or whatever, you know. We were always able to get to Muldrotha mana, whether or not we cast Muldrotha. So I think the foundation of the deck is there. The only thing that could be up to like personal taste maybe is just the top end spells and mid to top end spells. Those are, you know, there's so many good Sultai spells, so you kind of just take your pick. But ones that I would absolutely keep in are like Binding. I mean, it's a permanent that destroys any non-land permanent. I would keep that in because there are spells that destroy non-land permanents, but they're usually instants and sorceries, like Putrefy, you know, stuff like that, or Assassin's Trophy. But to have an actual permanent that you can recur out of the graveyard, I think that's really valuable in this deck. You can either run Crucible of Worlds or Conduit of Worlds, whichever one you have. I personally don't have Crucible of Worlds cracked yet, but you do want a graveyard, like a land graveyard type thing, and this one also lets you cast creatures out of the graveyard. So, you know, if it's too early to cast Muldrotha, you can always play Conduit of Worlds, get extra value out of your lands. And then I do recommend like this whole section right here, keeping the same, like Mishra's Bauble and all these little artifacts that let you pay a mana, draw a card. They're really good in Muldrotha. Everything else is kind of up for debate. It's just really a Sultai value pile. But it's a fun one. We never got to see like Uro popping off or Glissa, you know. There's some spells in here that we didn't really get to see. Mergent Ultimatum, another stud in this deck. But, you know, we'd have to play a lot more games to see all the cards. But, you know, I think it's a good collection of 99 cards. Deck list is in the description if you want to try it out on your own. If you haven't already, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Join the Discord. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.